Okay, how many? Let's see. Okay, we can go ahead and get started.
Sure.
You'll need a little bit more time. Yeah. Okay. We have a few more people that are coming in. So
that 100, you only have 23.
okay, yeah, just to make sure.
So now they can come in and say that.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, my name is Dr. Chrisdelin Lewis-Traylor. I will be being joined by, let me see if she comes in.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Fatima, and there's going to be some echo because she and I are in the same room, so I won't be saying much, but hi, welcome.
So I'm here today. I'm going to be taking this piece of our 3-week sessions. We are so excited to have you all here. We both work as professors at the Emirates College of Advanced Education in Khalifa City. So we are so excited again to have you all here. And we're just going to jump right in. So just so you know, I know you come to a lot of PDs, and especially during this time with COVID and it's online. And there are so many sessions where you sit and you just listen. So please know this is not that session. This session, I want you need a pen, you need a pencil, some paper, a notebook. If you just have a box next to you, it's fine. You can write on anything. It's okay. But it is definitely going to be an interactive session so you can really process all of these things when it comes to time management. And so we can all kind of get on a good track when it comes to time. So if you need a moment, I'll give you around 10, 15 seconds. Go run, get you a pen, get you a pencil, get you some paper, and get ready. We'll start in about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Also, at any time, if you please remember to keep yourself muted. I know with online sessions, there are so many things that are going on in the background, and you might not have noticed that you're unmuted. So please just make sure that you are muted at most times, unless you want to jump in and say something or give a comment or some feedback. That's fine too. If you do not know, again, where the chat is on your computer, please locate the chat and the comment section, because we will be using that a lot during this time. We are here from 5 to 6 o'clock. You will have 3 weeks. This is the first session when it comes to our time management professional development. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So hopefully you have your pen and you're ready to go. Let's get started. Okay, so I have a quick scenario I want to give to you. Let's say that you're running late to a meeting. Excuse the graphics, we'll have all kind of lovely graphics coming in at different times. So this is usually me in the past where I'm running late, I'm trying to get somewhere. It's a very important date. But here's one thing. And then when you're running late, you get a call from a colleague, a student, a friend. I want to know, what will you do? Will you do number one, stop, say hi, and quickly run to the meeting by brushing them off? Or will you do number two, stop and catch up, even though you know you will be late? So in the comment section, either put a number one or a number two of what would you do in this scenario. I'll give you a few minutes. Let's go. Add your number one, add your number two, and then we're going to talk it out. Let me go to the chat, make sure, see if I see the ones coming in. Let's see. What would you do? Really reflect. Don't give the answer that you think is the best answer. Give the answer that's right for you, that what you would do. Ah, these ones. Okay, all right. There's a 2. 30 more seconds, 30 more seconds. Let's go. If you haven't had a chance to put your 1 and 2, go ahead and do so at this time. Lots of ones, lots of ones. Number 2, thanks, Dr. Fatima. Good job. So I see a lot of people are like, hey, I'm going to say hi, then I'm going to quickly go to my meeting, and I'm going to not want to brush them off, but probably brush them off in the process. Then I have a few people that are like, hey, I'm going to stop, catch up, and even though you know that you're going to be running a little late. So let's see, let's discuss. Can somebody share, why did you put number 1? Why did you put number 1? Somebody, if you can mute yourself, let me know if you were one of the ones. If you're number 2, just wait. It's okay. You'll have your chance. But if you're a number 1, do you think that that would be kind of rude to brush them off? Anyone, jump in. It's okay. Meeting is important. Thank you. Somebody put it in the comments. Yes, the meeting would be important. Number 2, anyone that put number 2, why do you think you would take the time to stop and catch up? Why would you stop and go ahead and catch up with that person? That's Dr. Fatima. She said, I'm already late. Might as well be polite. Someone from number 1 said, I'll call the colleague later and have a great catch up. Awesome job. Okay, we're going to go next to our next section. We're going to work through all of what this means today. So when you think of the word time management, stay right there on the comments and the chat. What are some of those first words that come to mind when you think of time management? Quickly type, what is your first word that comes to mind? Add it in the comment section. Time management. When you think of time management, what comes in place? Wow, already some good ones coming in. Yes, yes, be on time with every activity. So that means everything in your life, you're going to be on time. Yeah. If you've already put yours in there, it's okay to read some of the other comments. It seems like everyone has those same thoughts. Be on time, be on time. So my thinking when I prioritize your time, I like that too. Manage your day-to-day activities. This is so good. All of you all have a good idea of what that is. These are some words, and I've already seen them in the comments, that come to mind when you think of time management. For me, I had to ask myself, what is the first word that comes into my mind? And that's balance. That was my first one, is how do you balance all these things that you have in your life? So here are some other words when we asked a few other people. Skill, productivity, efficient, being adaptive, being ready to make some changes. Someone else said prioritize, goals, planning, also strategy and behavior. All of these are a list of some words, but as you can tell in the chat, it's so many others that come to mind. So what is the true definition of time management? It is the way you organize and plan how long you will spend on activities. So if you see your day, you know all the things that you have to do in your day. It's how do you go through and organize step by step and create a plan. I know it sounds like a lot to do when it comes to time, but we do it anyway. In our normal everyday activities, we always are trying to prioritize and trying to organize all of the things you're doing. For me, I've had to do this. So I recently had a son. He's now 2 days shy of 5 months. And so it's been such a crazy time of balancing time and organizing my daily life and trying to create plans throughout the day on how to make it better. So here are some of the benefits on when you start to get better at organizing and planning. It's greater productivity and efficiency. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. A better reputation. So if you do not want to be that person that's always running late into the office or always running late to activities where they're like, I know she's coming late, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Or this is another thing, because this was me at one point, where you have your friends and everything starts at 6 o'clock. Guess what time they will tell you to be there? They used to tell me, hey, Chris, it's going to start at 4:30, or 5, just so that you can be there at 6. So you really don't want to be known as that person. If you are known as that person, don't worry, you're in the right place. We're going to work through that. Also, less stress and stress relief. Another example, if you've ever been to the airport and you will see those people that by nature, they might run late on a regular basis because they're usually the ones that are running by you fast as ever. As you're walking to your gate, they are running to their gate. And they're like, excuse me, excuse me. So it is such a stress relief when you are on time and you have good time management. Also, it helps you to spend more time on hobbies and personal pursuits. It gives you more opportunities to achieve important life and career goals. So we've talked about the benefits. What are some of the consequences that can come if you don't have good time management? Inefficient workflow, your work quality. If you've ever had like so many things on your plate and you're trying to get them done at the last minute, you will miss deadlines. Your reputation might go downhill. And you will have a lot of stress, as we talked about on the benefits. And then honestly, after so long of doing this process, you're just going to get dissatisfied. You might be at your job, or you might be in your life or your relationships, and you're like, why am I just not feeling exactly what I need to feel like? It might be because you're not managing your time and with your activities. So it's always something good to get a better structure when it comes to time management. And you're in the right place again. Get me. And as you know how computers are, it's going, anytime we're in a training, it might be a few glitches with the technology. So it's okay, we'll work through it. So we're gonna talk about what are the 3 A's of time management. So the first one is awareness. That's what we're going to be learning about today. And it's becoming more aware of your time and how it works with your life. The next one is arrangement. How do you arrange everything that you're doing and all those activities? That'll be next week. And then the last one is adaptation. How do you make changes when it comes to having a better awareness, having an understanding of what it looks like to arrange your life? That's when we'll finish out on week 3 with adaptation. So for today, we're getting ready to deep dive into awareness. What does that mean exactly? Now, this is what I want you to really think about. When you're thinking of time, think of it as a very limited resource. I know we think of oil, we think of other things, other natural resources that are limited, but time is one of your most precious, limited resources. This is what makes me think about this, and this was the biggest thing. Once you put a certain amount of time into an activity, you will never get that time back. There is only so much time in the day also. You only have 24 hours. You will not get any more time back in your day. So you have to be very focused on what activities do you put in place when it comes to making your time, making your schedule. So completing activities will also cost you time. No matter what you put on your day, it's going to cost you some time. The last point, is the most important for me. Be realistic. So many times I know in the past, I used to try to put 18 things all within one day. Or maybe you're that person that creates a things to do list for the day and it has over 15 items on your things to do list. Realistically speaking, you're not going to finish all of those things. So why even add them to your things to do list for the day? So we're going to really go into what does it look like to be realistic with your expectations. The first thing that we're going to discuss into this, effectiveness versus efficiency. Which one do you think is most important? In the comment section, I want you to type, do you think it's more important to be effective with your time or more important for efficiency? So type in the comments. Let me see, where's your thinking when it comes to effectiveness versus efficiency? Efficiency. Let's go. Oh, efficiency, both efficiency. I mean, efficiency is winning. What? Okay, a lot of people are coming with efficiency. Efficiency, almost there. Everyone hasn't posted. Let's go. Take this time. You got 10 more seconds. If you haven't had a chance to post, go ahead and put yours in there. Okay, we finally get an effective. We finally was able to get an effectiveness. Efficiency. Yeah. As you can tell, everyone take a moment and look at the chat. You will be able to tell exactly who's winning out when it comes to efficiency and effectiveness. Most people decided on efficiency. There were some people that said both. So let me tell you what those words mean exactly, and then I'll let you know which one is most important if that's the case. Effectiveness. This is how well are you actually doing things. That's how well. The word that comes into mind when I think of effectiveness is quality. So it's the quality of how you're getting jobs and tasks done in your life. The next one, when it comes to efficiency, you know what this is how fast are you getting things done? How quickly are you moving through all of those tasks in your life? So that's efficiency. Now, also, it says, which one is more important? The answer to that question is both. Both of them are important. So those people that put both, give yourself a round of, I know, it's a trick question. I'm sorry, it's a trick question. Give yourself a round of applause if you pick both, because the answer is definitely both. You have to have the effectiveness and you have to also have efficiency in your life. Thank you. So obviously we just talked about it's important to have both effectiveness and efficiency. If you think about life, if you're fast at doing something, just because you're fast at doing it doesn't mean that you're doing it with quality. So you always want to have a balance. You want to have both of those as you think about time management and you start to structure what it looks like. So practicing awareness, it says, how is time structured in your life? I want you to take a few seconds to reflect. What does it look like for you with your schedules when it comes to work, home, and elsewhere? How do you structure your life? How do you move through prioritizing and making those schedules work? Do you use your email? A lot of people, they might use the Google Calendar. If you have an iPhone, you might use the Apple Calendar, or same thing with Android or any of the other phones. You might use any of those calendars. You also could use, there are a lot of Evernote or other type of apps that you can put those things that you have to do in your life, those activities. Or maybe you just put reminders. I know for myself, anytime that I really want to remember something, I'm either saying, hey Siri, can you remind me to do this at this time? Or I might go directly into my reminders and put it in there. I know a lot. I used to have my mother, she used to tell me, the older you get, you will forget things. And I was like, yeah, no, no way. I remember everything. My brain works all the time. And then it just happened. I don't know when it happened exactly, but I would try to remember things and it is gone most of the time, unless it's a few things. If I don't write it down, if I don't put it in my phone, it's out of there. So you really want to make sure you have something in place for how do you structure your time. No matter what it is, you need a plan or you need some type of way to make sure you get things done. So I want you to think about this in your life. Let's say that there's a wedding. The wedding starts at, you can see the invitation. It starts at 6 o'clock for any type of like your juices and cocktails and drinks. And then the actual wedding starts at 6:30. What time are you getting there for the wedding? In the comments, I want you to share what time are you and your family showing up for this wedding? You know, this is your friends. Y'all been friends for a while. What time are you showing up? Put it in the comments. Type it in the comments. Let me know. First activity is at 6. The actual wedding is at 6:30. 5:30, someone says, so I can choose my seat appropriately. On time. Who was that? Not Jay. On time. What does on time look like? Give me the time. When are you getting there? 5:30. 6. Yes. Dr. Fatima logged in at 6:15. Yes, she is. Many 6 o'clock. Okay, is everyone being honest here? I know some people will be walking in at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Like, oh, well, you know what? I'm just gonna get there right when they say I do. Or I know these weddings sometimes run late, so I'm just gonna get there at 7 o'clock. I should be there in perfect timing. 30 minutes. So everyone kind of said between the range of like 5-ish, 5:30-ish to right around 6:15. I really, and that's really important to think about, because in our lives, most of the time we'll see an event and it starts at a certain time. You have to start planning for that arrival time way in advance. You should be thinking about all of the things that you have to get done before you get to that activity. What are some of the things that can cause you to be late? What are some of the things that come up? What's one of the main things that come up and it causes you to be late? Anyone can think of it? Or maybe it's more than one. Traffic. Yes, yes. Traffic. Dressing, getting dressed. If you're like me personality wise, I will pick one outfit the night before and I say, yes, this is what I'm wearing. But when I get up and get ready to go to the event, I'm like, I don't like the way this is looking. This is not looking the way it's supposed to. And I change outfits. Also, not accounting for the traffic. There might be an accident on that road, and the accident could take you behind by 30 minutes. I love someone says the location. Hopefully, think about this. How many of y'all, before you go to an activity, you go and put the location in your GPS? If this is you, let me see you raise your hand on the teams. Let me see you raise your hand. Do you actually put in the GPS just to see, let me find out exactly how long it will take me to get there? Okay, I see a lot of people saying, yes, this is them. You do this sometimes. That's the honest truth. Sometimes I'll start on the way because I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, I think I know how to get there. And then halfway into it, I start the GPS and then find out it's an accident 5 minutes up the road. So please try to plan out your schedule as best as you can. Thank you. I've seen lots of hands that went up. So again, like I said, what expectations on time? do we all deal with? Consequences for lateness, culturally relevant norms. So there's something called CP time. It depends on I've been around so many different cultures where they're like, it's okay, we run late by nature. I went to a wedding just a month ago and I was there 15 minutes early. And guess what? When I was there 15 minutes early, the wedding it didn't even start until 1 hour later. And they was like, don't worry about it. It's okay. This is what we don't start on time. So maybe it's a culture thing in some cases. Maybe it's just a family thing. It might be some families that they are used to being late. No matter when they leave, they are going to be late. So you just kind of have to understand what are some of the things that can come in place, maybe consequences wise, if you were late. Maybe you might get a ticket on the road. I know it's been a few tickets that I've received because I was running late and trying to get to my activities. I hope I'm not alone with that. So we are getting ready to practice awareness, time demands. What are some of the major time demands placed on you at work? This is really just about reflection. What are some of those demands that are placed on you at work, at home, and then in other areas of your life? So at this moment, just take like 15 seconds, kind of process what are some of those things that get your time and it demands your time. Maybe it's children. Maybe it's your boss at work. Maybe you have a boss that's like, I need at least 3 hours of your time daily to do other tasks that I need for you to do. Maybe it's your spouse. It happens sometimes. I've been married going on 3 years, and I definitely have to give some time and give a little bit of extra time because you just have to do that in relationships, and it's well worth it. So whatever that looks like for you, kind of process and reflect over that a little bit. So we're getting ready to do an activity. Now, this is going to be an individual activity. So make sure you have your pen, your paper, your notebook, whatever you need right there in front of you. I want you to think about what are some of the different activities you do throughout a typical weekday, not the weekend. We're not talking about the weekend right now. We're talking about your Sunday through Thursday. Or Monday through Friday, depending, I don't know where your work schedule and what days you have to work, but think about weekday when you're going to work. Maybe you have classes, meetings, you're studying, you're learning. A lot of people, they're going back to school to pick up another degree. Maybe your work day goes from, it's not the typical 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. Maybe your work day might be 9 to 9. Sleeping, I also want you to consider how much time are you sleeping? How much time do you have for your fitness? How much time just you spend with also your family? These are things that I want you to kind of process through. And we have an activity that we're doing next. So I want you to really think about what are you using your time on? Maybe personal care, eating, because we all have to eat. If you're anyone like me, I eat all during the day. So I must eat at least 4 hours, 5 hours a day because I'm always eating. Always, always. Think of transportation. How much time do you devote? Maybe you work a little further. There are some people that actually drive into Abu Dhabi from Dubai. This is an hour on the road each way or an hour and a half. How much time do you give towards relaxation and hobbies? Also socializing with your friends and entertainment. Maybe you might want to consider pre-COVID, because COVID, that section, we're not socializing or entertaining like we usually are. So at this time, I want you to create a pie chart. If you don't know what a pie chart is, think of a pie. Think of a pie that you would eat at your house. Draw yourself a big circle. When you draw that circle, I want you to think about how are you dividing your time. So if you haven't started to draw it, go ahead and do so. This is for you. So I need you to do this at this time because it'll get you ready for the next session. So it's 3 different ways that you can do it. I was reminded, thank you, Dr. Fatima. You can draw on with markers or just your pen. I know everyone doesn't have those beautiful colored markers. You can use a pen or pencil on your paper. You can also do an Excel or Word document, and they have where you can add in those circles and the shapes. You could also do on Google Docs. They have it where you can insert the charts and the actual pie chart. You can input it there. And be prepared to share. So give yourself, I'm going to give around 6 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes, depending on the time. And I want you to be ready to kind of share out, or at least take a picture of it, or something if you're comfortable with doing so. But we have to have this part done before we go into the next weeks, because this is all about becoming aware of where does your time go in your life. If you have any questions about, you need to know about anything, any questions at this time while we're kind of breaking and letting you draw this out, please put it in the comments. Maybe you're someone that's not sleeping a lot. Maybe you're sleeping only 4 or 5 hours. This activity will get you to really realize how is your time being spent. So I'm gonna put on a timer. When you hear the timer go off, this is when it's gonna be time for you to take a picture, either post it in the comments. If you wanna do it on a Google Doc and you wanna share your link with everyone, you can share your link also in the comment section. It's all about you right now. You ready to start this? Okay, timer started. I would sing a little song for you all just to give you some background music, but I really can't sing, so it's okay. So if you want to turn on your Spotify on your side, you can. You can do so also. And try to consider everything in your life. That's why I kind of gave you a nice list of some things that you want to make sure you consider, but everyone's different. So maybe it's something else that you do that's not on the list. You might do some meditation in the morning. You might read the Quran. You might read your anything. You might have another book that you're wanting to choose to read morning or at night. Please include that. And think of the reality. Again, with this is not the time. We're going to have another activity where we think of where we want to be. This is what you're actually using your time for as you go through your days, your weekday. Five more minutes. I can't wait to see these. I cannot wait. I know some people are, if you don't feel comfortable sharing it, it's fine. And this is for your personal use, but it would be great to see kind of how we're all separating our time. 4 minutes and counting. Let's go. Let's make that pie chart. Even if you mess up, don't start over. Don't start over. I know I might have some perfectionists with a little touch of OCD and you want to ball it up and start over because you're not happy with it. It's okay. Just scratch out some of it and just keep working through it. Time. What's our time check, Dr. Fatima? Okay, we're right at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Our timer will go off. Once it's finished, you will hear this timer. So just keep working it out. Keep working it out. If you have done it in a Google Doc, just get your link ready. If you have just drawn it out and you just want to take a picture of it, please do so. Take a picture. This will be good because after we get to week 3, it'll be something that we can reflect on if you were able to make some changes in some of the ways that you might have spread your time out before. How much time we have? 2 minutes. Right at 2 minutes. Start to look at what is your biggest amount of chunk of time. What is your biggest chunk of time going towards? If you're already finished, please take a picture of it, share it in the comments. If you you did it on a Google Doc and you would like to share the link, go to the comments, share the link. I should have had a prize for the first person to share. Next time. Mira, you would have got the prize. See? I should have had something. Great job, Amira. Thank you so much. It's very easy to take that screenshot. Oh, Amira, you have a lot that's going towards work. All right now. Thank you so much. That's good. All right, someone broke it down. Yes, it's okay. It's okay if you didn't have your paper. You can take this time and create your pie chart afterwards. Who is that? Let me see who that is that shared. Maria, thank you so much, Maria. Work. I like that. I love you just gave that chunk. You're like, hey, this is how I chunk this from 3:50 to 7 p.m. I'm doing one of these activities or a number of combinations of those activities. So yes, I love it. And you get a good amount of sleep time. Okay. Time, is it time? I think the time it is right at. Oh, it just went up. So if you haven't had a chance to share, please share. I've had two people. Amira did a great job of sharing, and also I had Maria to share. If you would like to share, please do so at this time. Thank you, Dr. Fatima. Really good. We're trying to kind of identify where's that largest chunk of time going in your life. Where's that largest chunk? Most of the time, it usually should be sleeping, but then you start to recognize how life is starting to maybe be unbalanced or balanced because it's shifting in different ways. Janelle, thank you for sharing. Let's see, where's your time going towards? Work hours. So more towards work hours, and then also next would be sleeping time. Very good. Cooking. Yes. See, Janelle, I need to find out where you live. Cooking. Yes. I see Agnes. Very good. Work. Everyone, it seems like everyone has the largest chunk of time in work. I thought that sleep would have the largest amount of time, but it seems like for the most part, people are working more than they are even sleeping. I wonder what could be causing that. I wonder what could be causing that. So someone, if you, I know it's okay if you haven't shared your pie chart. Hopefully you've done it because it will be used for these next sessions that will be coming. But why do you think, just from the few that have shared, and it's okay, yes, like Dr. Fatima said, you can keep sharing, please keep adding them in. I know a few of y'all are writing those last little pieces on the pie chart. After you finish, go ahead and add them there, it's fine. Mary Lou, very nice. Look at these artistic, y'all must have had rulers just waiting at home, ready to be used. I love it. It's okay, Cinderella, no worries. If you're not able to do it, if you were able to just for yourself, you have it somewhere, this is good because it will help us plan as we continue going forward. Again, Mary Lou, I'm looking at yours. Work is the largest chunk of the pie chart. Someone tell me in the comments, why do you think work is the largest chunk? It beats out sleep. What's causing work to be the largest chunk? Great job, Mary Joy. So when it comes to, it seems like this is what I've been reading a few of the research articles lately as it relates to like just time management. And right now with COVID-19 going on, a lot more people are working from home. And when you're working from home, a lot of times you're not able to draw those boundaries. Where if you go into an actual build, you know that you get off at a certain time. You get off at 3:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. What do? You walk out that door and you leave to go home. But what's happening is because people are working from home already in most cases, then they are at home. It's so easy for you to work past your set time. So they're working longer hours based off of a survey that was done. They're working to maybe 5 or 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So a lot of this is happening. And right here, Amira said, I work as a teacher and it's demanding and takes a majority of your time. This happens a lot. So please, if you're doing this, we're going to look at how do we take and shift some of our schedules? How do we create a better planning so that we can make sure we're getting all the things that we enjoy doing in our lives and kind of switching some of that around as we're going through the sessions. Work demand time, especially not working from home. Yes. Any others? Any others? How much wiggle room? This is the very important thing. How much wiggle room is there in your schedule? Do you have any time that you want to do some fun things? If you wanted to do like working out If you wanted to be like me and eat 4 to 5 hours, how much wiggle time do you have in your schedule? Yeah, someone else said we are spending 8 hours at work and sometimes even longer than expected. I'm seeing it. This is why I wanted you, we needed to take this time to become more aware of what it is that you're using your time on. What activities are getting the most of your time? 2 hours in the weekend, maybe that's all the wiggle time you're getting. I love everyone's kind of like posting weekend, weekend, weekend. So it seems like during the week, the time is limited. So what are some tips? We're gonna, as we're moving through this awareness, we're going through this session and getting ready for our next session, which is going to be how do we learn? How do we get ready to move through adaptation, and how do we get ready to make those changes that we need? In your life, you want to make sure that you're arranging your time. So first, as you know, the 3 A's. Let me go through those again. We have awareness, we have arrangement, and then we have adaptation. So our next week, we're going to learn how do you arrange all of these things in your lives, and so that you can have more time, as some of you all have already said, to do some of the things that you want to do, opposed to having to work and spend most of your time with work. So this is a way that you can build better awareness. So for me, I did this activity and I was like, this is what happens. So it says the first bullet, find your peak performance time. When are you most effective at getting your things done? When are you most effective, and when do you push things out like you're very efficient? You push things out and you're doing it effectively. Maybe for some people, it's early in the morning from 5 to 8 a.m. Others, it might be a little later in the morning. And then you have your afternoon people, and you have those that are like me. I am an evening, I'm a night owl. My husband, he will wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. For myself, I'm the one I'm staying up to midnight trying to get things done and waking up earlier to go to work if I have to. So how are you? What is your peak performance time? How would you rank this? So let's say early morning is number 1, morning is number 2, afternoon is 3, and evening is 4. I want you to take a little, just a little smidget of time and rank which is your most productive time. 2. Okay. So morning, 9 to 11. I see someone that's just like me with the 4. You like that evening, 6 to 10 time. This is really important for awareness. You have to become aware of when are you able to knock out the most work. I seen a 3. That's my first 3 that I seen. That someone that likes that 12 to 5 p.m. time. Dr. Fatima came in. Oh, she gets things done early in the morning. Okay. That saying, early bird catches the worm. I was like, no way. I will never catch the worm, ever. So if you look at the comments, it's really good to kind of see what is that most popular peak performance time. It's saying yes, this is good. This is good. I have some ones. It's only a few ones out there. I should have said, what is your peak performance time before COVID? Before COVID, maybe I would have got even more ones. But after COVID, more people are pushing that time a little later when it comes to performance. There are some more ones. I know why my ones didn't go so quickly with processing, because this is not your peak performance time. I get it. I get it. The 4s are like, this is my time to shine. Before and after COVID, still a 4. I love it. I love it. I think everyone has shared. Everyone has shared. So here's some different rank orders that you can have. I love that you identified that the highest peak performance time. So later, after you leave this session, I want you to rank it. I want you to go, okay, from that first number that you gave all the way down to your last one. So going from the top and then ranking it all the way down. So which time is like your time that you know that you're not productive? Maybe there's a time that you're not. For me, again, it's that 5 to 8 a.m. 5 to 8 a.m. That would be like my one. That's my one. I'm not doing well. When it comes to evening time, that's my 4. I'm high there. Yes, definitely. Early morning. So if you chose your highest peak time is evening, those are usually the people that says their least performance time would be early morning. They usually go together. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. If you're a night owl, you're usually not a morning person. And it's fine. It's totally okay. All of these people are accepted. You all are welcome, and we can still get you on a time management schedule. So it's fine. This all today's session is awareness. Where do you sit when it comes to your time management? Thank you all. Y'all are doing great with the sharing. I love it. 1, 2, and 3. Just 4 words, huh? If you haven't had a chance to look at the comments, please do so. Also, you can like some of them. You can give thumbs up to any other people's comments. It makes a person feel like, I'm not alone in this. I'm a 4, but there's other 4s around me. So it's okay. Go in there and put a little likes, put a little hearts, maybe a smile. It makes people feel more, connected. So what do you also need to do? Evaluate how realistically you assess time. Maybe you are someone that you might know that you need to get around the corner and you're like, I can get there in 2 minutes. Well, that around the corner might take 8 minutes. So you're not being realistic with your schedule or your timing. So you want to be realistic on how quickly you can get things done. This is important also when it comes to projects. It is very important. I used to work as a leader in a school, and I would have people trying to say, I can finish that by tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, they're nowhere close to finishing it. So I'm like, why did you even tell me? Why tell me tomorrow? So be realistic when it comes to assessing your time. Avoid the sunk cost fallacy. So what does that mean exactly? Throwing more effort toward an activity that should be discontinued or actually just thrown out. There are some things that we end up focusing our time on, and it's not necessary. It's something that is very small when it comes on our priority list. So understanding what that looks like. Can you go back, please? It's okay. I know y'all are trying to take notes for next session. Don't take notes, just hold on. So learning more about awareness. So we're wrapping up today's session, and I want to really give you some more information where you can learn and gather more. If you want to become even more aware, please attend a workshop, listen to podcasts. There's so many books out there. If you just go to any of the bookstores, you will find something on time management, something. Watch videos. I was able to see so many. I went on YouTube and I just typed in the word time management, and YouTube University gave me so many different videos that I have chosen. So you really want to think about how do you become more aware. I hope you got a lot from this session and you learned just a little bit on self-regulation, self-managing your time, temporal awareness, and mindfulness. And then here's some more resources we will add and send them out to you. Or maybe you want to pull up some articles, or you want to be able to read a little bit more about it. But today I have enjoyed this time with you all. I've laughed, I've smiled. I know you didn't have to be here for this 1 hour, but I have truly enjoyed it. I haven't seen your faces, and it doesn't matter because we had a good time anyway. But I can't wait to see you all back again next week. So if you have any questions or anything, please, you can stick around. There still will be more time and you can. But other than that, I will see you all next week. Dr. Fatima will be taking it with arrangement.
Hi, everyone. So I'm back again. I'm hoping that you enjoyed.
Let me mute myself.
So hoping that you enjoyed the session today. And what we're going to do is we are going to take some time. If you have any questions in the last 3 minutes, we're happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, Dr. Lewis is amazing. Yeah, Dr. Chris. I'm going to email everyone the links and the practical tips. So make sure that I have your correct email address and I will send out all the links. We will see you next week.
See you all later. Bye-bye. Have a good one, you all. Bring that pie chart next week. You're going to need the pie chart, okay? So bring it all in. Thank you all too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready for me to close it out?
Thank you.
I'll stop the recording. If you want to stick around, I will be on for another 2 minutes. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, we'll still be here. And then we're closing it out.